Great. 219.
That's fairly above average.
Yes.
Oh, there's an 8. Oh, there's an 18 in there too.
Actually, that was only 4 over average.
But
Still over average.
All right, we should be up and running now. Welcome back, everyone. Where we had last left off, our adventurers had found all of the items they believed they needed to complete their scavenger hunt. And, of course, you know, it's a government office, so the place is closed at night, so no one was there. So they were just bypassing some time. Triss pissed off a town guard by trying to steal while she was in the bar. And pretty much everyone else headed off to the inn for the night. I believe Zona had completely passed out, if memory serves correctly. And everyone else, I think, just settled down for the night, if I'm not mistaken. So,
Ken has all the ladies.
yes, he does.
Woo!
Too bad he's not a fully functional robot. Anyways.
Technically, no, because...
Hey,
Too dense to
man.
realize.
Moneybags over here.
So yeah, technically no, because Zona is female.
There you go.
yeah,
I just found this out.
and Gregory.
Did you not look at the picture?
Yeah.
I'm still looking at the picture.
He doesn't pay it as we've established.
True. But hey, I am not a
Yeah, so
fan.
because Zona's asleep in the same room as Gregory, because Gregory was standing watch.
Yep.
Because Gregory is a gentleman.
And I believe they gave all the items to Gregory, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
Yes, who has it clutched tightly in a backpack on his stomach as he's sleeping in a chair.
So,
Technically, I still have the backup tile on me.
right.
Yes.
So, all right. So night has obviously passed. Daybreak is upon us. Nothing happened throughout the night. You notice as you wake up, the island is eerily quiet. You're supposing probably because everyone stayed up way too late. So what would you like to do?
I checked the bag to make sure everything's still in there.
I would like to power on.
Okay.
Wait, somebody play the Microsoft sound real fast.
I ain't got sound effects hooked up. Sorry.
There we go.
Uh-oh.
Canon said
There you
power
go.
on.
Oh,
I'm like-
God.
Stop it.
Why?
I still don't know how you're able to do that because I turned it off.
Excuse me, I'm an admin. I think.
Yeah, you're.
I was? Oh, there.
And considering the circumstances of how I went to sleep, am I waking up okay, or am I still out?
Give me a Constitution check.
Oh, God. The question is that should never be asked.
Not good. We'll just go with that.
How bad is not good?
4.
4. Lovely. So you're pretty damn hungover right now. You've got a splitting headache, and you, with your background, are pretty certain the only way to cure it is with more alcohol.
So I reach for my gourd and take a swig.
There you go. All right, guys. What would you like to do this morning?
Let's go check out the place and drop the stuff off before we break any of the tiles.
Yeah. I'll climb down and turn back into myself.
Okay.
If I hadn't already done it. Out of my weasel form.
We're going to assume you have not, just for the fun of it. So.
Oh, God.
All right. So as you guys kind of exit the inn, there's a few people just kind of wandering around. They just look like townsfolks. You don't really see any adventurers out and about this early in the morning. Few towns guard. Just looks like kind of an average day.
Okay.
Just head back
Let's-
over to the
Yeah.
building that we were supposed to go to.
Let's go to town hall. Yeah.
Okay. So as you guys are walking through the town, again, you find it a little odd that there's just, it looks like just the regular inhabitants of the island here currently. And you notice as you get closer to the town hall that the candles are lit and looks like someone should be home.
Okay.
About time.
Candles.
I'll go knock on the door.
So as you knock on the door, I mean, it just easily swings right open, and you see an older gentleman with gray hair sitting at a large wooden desk.
Do I recognize him as the guy that we talked to on the boat?
Does not look like him, no.
Okay. I'll go up and ask him about it.
Okay.
About turning in the stuff.
So he kind of peers over the top of his glasses as you walk forward and kind of looks at you and goes, "Well, did you find everything?"
Indeed, we have everything.
All right, let me see it.
I pull the backpack off, set it down on the table.
All right.
And I'll pull the potion out of my bag and set it on the table also.
All right. So he kind of starts rummaging through everything and pulls everything out one by one, and it's just, looking at everything, checking it off on a small list, and kind of looks up at you and says, "Well, looks like everything's here. You guys should be good to go. I guess congratulations are in order."
What? No confetti?
What's confetti?
Medieval times, plebs.
Never mind.
Would you like some confetti? I can make confetti. There's a
Yes.
slight chance I
Do it.
burn the place down.
No, 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 no.
Confetti.
Do it.
No.
Do it.
Wait, confetti cannon.
Oh, God. He has a new nickname.
Do it. Do the confetti.
Soon. It's in progress.
We're working on some
Progress.
upgrades.
There's supposed to be confetti cannon.
Like his cannon arm that he went.
I mean,
Man,
that might be something at some point in time.
We took a vote.
DM vote counts as 5.
No, it's more I have to figure out how to write something like that in without just breaking the game.
He loses his hand and it casts magic missiles.
So I'm not Mega Man?
No, we're totally going Mega Man style here.
I mean, it could essentially be that, but you just have a Mega Man style cannon built into your arm.
Yes.
That's how you shoot your magic missiles.
Yes. No. No, I don't need that. Just give me cannon. Let me launch things out of my hand.
Did you just... How about it's just a launcher and you can launch anything that you put in there?
Put the ferret in it. Just put the ferret in it.
Yes. But just
No, what we do.
Dude, I am all for launching out of a cannon. Do it.
So what we do is we turn Kyla into something that has a very sharp shell, and we place her in there.
A turtle?
We launch her like a missile.
I'm thinking like
So,
sea urchin.
Yeah.
Mario Kart on that.
dude. Imagine if I just fail that though. What would happen?
Oh, Lord, no.
Your arm blows up from a backfire.
I don't know. What if it actually launches? But where does it go? A little too much power. Takes her a few turns to get back to combat. I don't know. Sounds like fun though.
Yeah, just turn into a turtle and let him shoot you like a blue shell.
No. Okay. No.
What are those little potions called? The fire flasks that do 1d8 fire damage.
Oh, the alchemist fire.
Yeah.
So what happens if I put that in a cannon?
It would probably be too fragile that it would explode inside the cannon.
So confetti?
I mean, your arm might turn to confetti, but yes.
Dear God.
Funfetti. More like funfetti.
Okay.
I just
Now
can't.
what do we do from here?
Anyway, as you were saying.
Going back to the real world here, that's not so real. He kind of looks at you, goes, "Well, I was told whenever the winners emerge that there is a boat on the dock that will take you to a land called Tatalia, and there you'll have to track down Lord Markham in his manor, where he will sign the deed over to you. So you guys are free to head out whenever you want."
So we won, but we have to go collect our prize.
Yes. Lord Markham is a very busy man.
Rubbish.
Hello,
Alright, let's
man
go.
eating cabbage.
Yalla. To the boat.
All right, we'll head to the boat. I'll head to the boat.
On the way there, I want to stop in the tavern and see if anyone's awake and maybe pawn off the tile I had in case they don't know that it's
Been one yet?
So as you approach the tavern, the door opens, and oddly enough, the barkeep's there, the musicians are there, and there's not another soul in sight.
My good man, where is everyone?
Did we imagine everybody?
How
Must
drunk
have been
were
that
you
hammer.
guys?
okay. How drunk was I last night? Because no.
Wait, who rolled for that?
The barkeep kind of looks up and he goes, "Oh, it's you guys again. I see the elven ale kept you down for most of the night, eh?"
Yes, but it was delicious. Thank you.
Fair enough. Glad you enjoyed it. He just kind of sits there. He's wiping his glasses down.
But seriously, I know I was drunk last night, but where the heck is everybody?
They all left this morning before you guys were up.
Sorry.
The bludgeoning damage, alright? Just think about it.
And then when you crit, it's piercing.
I'm just imagining like have you ever played Saints Row, the giant purple dildo that you can use as
Yes.
a weapon?
Yes.
Just on both hands.
Dual wield that shit.
As I said, it's bludgeoning, but when you crit, it's piercing.
Wait. No.
Yes.
My dignity has like a limit, you know?
No, it doesn't. Come on.
Don't lie like that.
Okay. Let's move on. Where's the boat? To the boats.
All right. So as you get to the boat, you notice it is. I mean, it's a boat, but it's definitely nothing fancy. It looks like it can be used to cross large, vast bodies of water without too much trouble. But there's no frills. There's, a couple deckhands and the captain just kind of standing there waiting around.
Imagine if it couldn't do that, though. What would it be then?
A pile of wood.
Pretty much.
Let's go.
So
Who be these peoples?
as you board the ship, the captain kind of looks you up and down. He goes, "Where you be heading?"
Shit, I forgot to ask.
That's
I
it.
forget the name. What was it?
Tatalia. We're headed to Tatalia.
Fair enough.
Totalitarianism.
Well, I mean, depending on your view of Lord Markham, that may not be far off with the truth. So, it is about a 5-day voyage. I was supposed to ferry the Winters over. I assume that's you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Look like losers do.
We're not recognizable yet? What the hell, man?
Patience, little one.
I mean,
What
we're
the deuce?
kind of a very unique group if you really look at us.
He
What the
kind of
deuce?
As I'm taking a swig of more booze.
I can just picture us all standing there. Oh my god, the worst ragtag group of people ever. A yordle, a freaking machine, the drunk monk who can barely stand, and the
Still
dragon
drunk.
who's got this giant axe behind his shoulder, and then
No.
this cat person whose tail is just constantly
I have 2 axes on my sides. I dual wield. I do not use big weapons.
bullshit. In my head, you have a giant axe over your shoulder.
That's just
It's a
because you
full
have a
max.
mini like it.
It's a full max, okay?
Fair Don't talk about his tiny axes like that.
Go LARP with your damn foam axe. We'll get this done.
You tried to give him a big axe, but he likes the little axes. Come on.
Strong words from Dick Hands over there.
Oh man. Fucking
That's
carnage I do with these dick hands.
I'm just picturing them being on like pistons and like slowly.
Dude, I
building
dropped
up
the two-hand
speed.
sword for a two-handed dick hand.
Oh god.
Roll to intimidate.
It's a full title. Confetti cannon dick hand.
As I said,
God.
I just picture them being on like pistons in your arms and just slowly getting faster and faster speed.
And helicopters? Oh god.
Not only are we a weird bunch, but I'm a cat
At one
person
point?
who, like, as far as I know, is like the only cat person in the world.
At least in this one. So, alright, so the captain kind of looks at you and says, well, it'll be about a 3-day voyage. We've got plenty of provisions. Weather faring, we'll get you there the morning of the 3rd. So, if you guys are ready to cast off, we can go.
Yes.
As far as I know, we're ready.
Alright.
Let's do it.
Alright.
Go.
So while you are traveling, I'm going to move you over here to a new page if it'll let me. There we go. Alright, so while you guys are traveling, the captain actually gives you guys a map of the world. So you can actually see what's going on and where you're heading. So if you look all the way down in the southeastern corner is the Emerald Island of which you came from. And you are headed all the way around the southern coast and up to the swamplands known as Tatalia. Honestly, you guys, being outsiders, know nothing of this world. I mean, you can kind of look at the map and draw a few conclusions here and there. But if you look closely, directly almost right into the middle, there is a marker for the small town of Harmondale.
Fuck me, is that blurry? Do I need to zoom in all the way?
I mean,
Oh, no.
it would help a little bit.
Yeah. There it is. There it is. Erathia Deja. Where are we?
All the way in the southeast corner, there's a small, tiny island that's listed as Emerald Island. That's where you guys were. And you are sailing all the way around the southern coast and to the west to Tatalia.
Beautiful. I see that.
You don't see what?
I see that. I see a Tralia.
No,
Tralia.
I don't see Harmondale.
It is directly in the center of the map.
Oh,
I'll
it's
paint it
over
here for you.
there.
It's like right between. Yeah,
I see Harmondale.
That is a beautiful map, by the way.
I stole it.
I was gonna say, it's almost like somebody else made it.
Yeah, I have no...
Oh, beautiful map.
Yeah.
I thought we were going to Tatalia. That puts us in Arathia. I'm so confused.
So, Arathia is the name of the world overall.
Stop it. Eli.
That's your arms.
I don't even want to...
Dude, at one point my arms will be doing psych damage. Not bludgeoning.
So, anyways, the world is known as Arathia. There are certain sections of it that have their own names, obviously, like Tatalia. You can see there's Deja, Nigon, you know, all of those different worlds out there. The capital of the land of Arathia is actually Stedwick, which you can see over there on the western, just east of Tatalia. So you've got that over there. And if you look, you can see all the different capital cities outlined with the gold. So those are kind of the capital cities of each area. So the one thing, who's going to be looking over the map probably first?
Sure.
Giant.
I would expect it to be Kyla because she likes to learn story.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
All right.
Do I
So
get a copy of the map?
yep. So you've got the copy right here. You're looking at the one thing you notice is all of these areas have large names, and then all of a sudden, just north of Harmondale, you notice it says the contested lands.
Lovely.
Yeah, and do I just passively know anything about that? I am.
Honestly, since you guys are outsiders of this world, you have very little or knowledge of to what that actually stands for.
I wonder
Alright.
if that means they can share.
Take me away.
But Kyla being Kyla, honestly, would probably just ask the captain.
Okay. So obviously, the captain kind of looks at you and he's like, "You don't know?"
No, we're not from around here. I mean, look at us, we're kind of a ragtag group, but yeah, we're not from around here. And honestly, I like to learn any and everything that I can, so...
Yeah, I kind of thought it was odd that he held a contest to give this away and actually thought someone would want to do it. But if you didn't know, the capital of Arathioch is Stedwick, which is the homeworld of the humans, and the capital of the Tolarian Forest, which is Pierpoint, which is the homeworld of the elves, are literally at war with each other over the lands of the contested area. And Harbondale is right in the heart of that.
Oh. So it's war grounds.
I mean, simply put, yes. I mean, there's a lovely city. It's fairly small. You know, the people there are very friendly. I've been there a handful of times myself. But I mean, it's at constant conflict between the elves and the humans as to who owns the rights to that land.
Great.
Well, there shouldn't be a war anymore because we own it.
I wish you the best of luck. I'm very confident, probably isn't the best word, that you guys will succeed.
Thanks for all the confidence.
Well,
I think I need another drink.
I mean, you are about the fifth set of lords that have attempted to rule Harmondale in the last about 2 years.
Well,
Dude, I got this. It'll be fine.
we shall succeed.
I wish you the best of luck.
Thank you. Thank you for the information.
Yeah, no problem.
And, was everybody in earshot to hear that, or?
Wait, good question. Why are we going to Talia?
Tatalia is where Lord Markham currently lives, and he holds the deed to the land of Harmondale.
Ah. Okay.
Yeah, we have to actually collect.
How many days do we got till we get there?
It was a 3-day journey, so is there anything you guys wanted to do on that travel?
Oh boy.
Read my books.
I would
Read
like
your
to
books.
collect as many stories from the sailors as I possibly can.
Okay.
Stories and lore, and find as much information out about the land as possible.
Okay. So for the most part, the people on the boat the boat is used just for travel between different lands. So they have seen quite a bit of the world. They've been up to the far northern reaches of Avali. They have been obviously to Tatalia. They've been into the port of Arathia where Stedwick is. They've been all the way up to the Tolarian Forest where Pierpoint is. They have not gone into the world or the lands of Nigon or the Berkata Desert, let alone the ice lands up in the northwest of Vori, or the landlocked desert of Deja. So they kind of give you a little bit of info. You know that yes, the humans and the elves are at war, and it is creating a lot of conflict in that contested land, not only just with Harmondale, but along High Castle and Clovergreen. All of those lands are literally being fought over constantly by these two powerhouses. He has told you there are rumors of other people in distant lands, other races, specifically dwarves. He has heard of them, but no one knows really where they're at. They pretty much keep to themselves. They're a very quiet group of people. In the Berkata Desert, there are a lot of nomads as well as magic users. who live out there and literally learn off the land. And there's actually a school of magic there that they have told you about. Up in Deja, they don't really know a whole lot about Deja, other than the fact that it is a giant wasteland and there's rumored to be dark magic there. The land of Avali in the far north is also another land that mostly belongs to the elves. It is a very prosperous region. However, there are rumors of very large creatures. We're talking, he describes them as small dragons and giants that actually live up there. So they don't venture up there very often unless the money is well worth it.
I'm just trying to remember. Is that the area you said that I'm technically from?
Trying to think. I'd have to actually go back and look at my notes, but I do believe yes.
Okay. That's what I thought. I was just trying to remember because I couldn't remember if you said it was there or if it was the area of like.
No, you're on the east coast, Gregory. Sorry. If you look due east of Harmondale, there's a peninsula called the Land of Giants, and that is actually where you are from. So
thank you. I was just trying to remember. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, seeing this map helps.
Yep.
So that's the land that I know also.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the land we're from.
So you guys are familiar with that. It's pretty much more of a desert wasteland. There's really not a lot of activity, homesteads, anything like that. And literally the land is at war between the dragons and giants that live there. And dragons and giants in this world literally hate each other with a seething passion.
Just about everywhere else. Got it.
Yep, pretty much.
Well, it definitely makes sense that I like washed up there.
Yeah. If you are from an island,
From wherever.
yeah, seeing this map gives a better backstory for myself.
Yep. That's why I tried to find one real quick. So
Greatly appreciated.
let's see, who else can I give some information? Canon, you don't know a lot about your origin, obviously, but you know you were manufactured in the deserts of Bracada. You know the wizards there basically brought you to life, per se. So you're in the far southern region. You don't really know much because they, as soon as you were constructed, they gave you free will to go do what you wanted. So as far as you know, you're just wandering around, you ran into this group and are hanging out. So
Beautiful.
you don't really know a whole lot about where you are from. Who else I got? Zona, you actually are from the outskirts of Deja, just so you're aware. It is, to your knowledge, home of the orcs, goblins, things of the creatures of those nature. You chose to flee there because you disagreed with their ways, obviously, and you are aware of the rumors that there is a lot of dark magic coming from that area. So, Triss, you are actually from Stone City, which is just south of Harmondale, so you're actually a little bit familiar with the village of Harmondale. Stone City, as you know it, is home to not only the dwarves, but to the Yordles and gnomes. However, your people tend to keep to themselves and try to stay out of conflict as much as possible, which is why you were ousted, because you tend to like to make conflict. So that is your homeworld. You know that Stone City is in the middle of the Barrow Downs. The Barrow Downs is an absolute wasteland filled with the undead.
Right. Undead. I knew that.
Sure. Do now.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So, and then unfortunately, poor Kyla, we just don't know where you're from yet.
From the ocean.
Yeah,
Yes.
some islands.
Yep.
I washed up with no memory.
Has everyone figured out what they're doing for the 3 days?
As I
Yeah,
said,
but
I'm reading my
stories.
books that I got from the library, Brandon.
Yep. Give me a refresher. What were I gave a couple idea of what those topics were on.
All you had me do was tell you the covers of the books, and then you were going to figure out. One of them was green leather. and then the other one was a, if I remember correctly, I could be completely wrong, but I thought it was like darker color but had draconic on it.
It seems right. Okay, so let's see.
I know the green leather one because that one
And I knew the other one had draconic, so let's take a look here if anything useful is in your green leather-bound book. So your green leather-bound book happens to be a very elementary introduction to warfare. It just talks about basic battle strategies, things that you pretty much already know. It definitely didn't have anything of great value for you, unfortunately. Your other book, which was your leather-bound one, is actually a little bit of a backstory of the Land of the Giants, ironically enough, which is why it would be written in Draconic. It was written by another Dragonborn who you do not know, and basically just describes his origin story, where he came from, why he chose to leave the land, as well as just a general idea of how the world reacted to him, since he is very uncommon. And a lot of the information you're getting is that people are going to be extremely cautious, if not even slightly fearful about you, because your race is so unknown in this world.
understood. And of course the relation to a dragon.
Yep, pretty much.
Alright.
Anyone else doing anything fun on the journey?
For 3 days.
Yep.
I'll just swing my sword around for fun, training, a little sharpening. Fucking hell. What do robots do with giant swords?
Learn to juggle, I guess. I don't know.
Calibrate?
Juggle a two-handed sword?
Is that what we call?
Sounds like danger. I love it.
Yeah, Joe, you're
That's
calibrating.
interesting. Can I figure out what the little gem in my pocket is?
You believed it looked like a really shiny stone, if my notes are correct, right?
Something like that.
Okay. Would you want to ask someone for help identifying what it is?
For sure.
Okay, so who are you going to ask?
The little shit with all the knowledge. Tristana? Was it?
The rogue
I have all the knowledge.
of shiny.
Possibly. I don't remember who had all the high...
I mean, this is the shiny thing.
What would I roll for that?
Being a gemstone, you'd probably be looking at knowledge nature.
I have a -1 in knowledge nature.
I have a plus.
How do you have a -1 in nature?
Because my intelligence is a 9.
Can I figure
I'm
out...
high dex, high charisma. Come on.
Can I ask around the boat?
If
That'd
you'd
be
like,
nice.
sure.
You
You can
wanna
ask whoever
flash
you
your
want.
gemstone around to everybody on the boat.
Who's the capitan? I like captains.
So if you'd like to approach the captain and show him your stone, the captain
Yes.
kind of looks at you and he goes, I'm not a merchant. I'm sorry. This is not my area of expertise.
Do you know someone on this boat that may know what this is?
I mean,
As you are the captain?
all of us are just a bunch of seafarers. I don't really think we're going to be of a lot of use to you. Are you sure one of your friends wouldn't have an idea of what it is?
Show all the friends.
Waving her hand.
What is this shit? I have 3 days to figure it out.
Alright, here. I'll take a look at it.
I've got-
We all have to roll for this in a way to try figuring out what kind of stone this is.
I got an 18.
All right. So Eli, you don't know how to tell this to him, and you can spin this however you want, but it literally just looks like a shiny rock.
Just a second. I'm getting a call from someone.
Alright, shiny rock. Got it.
Well, I don't know if he chooses to tell you that, so hang on, Cannon.
No worries. Can I ask other friends as well?
I
If
mean,
you,
I already rolled. I rolled a 19.
Oh.
well, we'll wait for.
No, you really need to tell him what I think of it. I rolled a 2 -1, which means I rolled a 1.
Shiny rock.
She wants it.
Can I inspect it myself at all?
We'll wait for Gregory to get back because he was the first person you asked. So
Oops. My bad. How do you cancel that, by the way? When you hit enter, it goes to the gray screen. I right click to cancel it, but it threw it anyway.
I don't have myself on the chat log, so I don't know. I just know if there's a bunch of dice on the screen, if I left click it, it removes the dice. At least on my screen.
So the way I would do it is I would just roll the stone around a little bit and look at it and go, it's a rock. A really shiny rock.
Okay, since we have a pause here, let's say hi to another TTV viewer. Cash Bear, Commander Root, Tade, and I believe one of you is Reaped Souls, correct?
Yes.
I believe so, yep.
Okay, well, to the rest of you, hello.
Hello, welcome.
Alrighty.
Hi there.
Gregory is back, but I don't think he unmuted himself.
Can you hear me?
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry.
So did you choose to tell Canon the truth then?
I just kind of sigh and go, I hate to break it to you, but it's just it's a rock, a very shiny rock.
Okay. Can I tinker with it for a while? I guess just
Yeah,
for fun.
if you want, that's fine.
You should carve it.
You should put
and
eyes
try
on it.
and pass it off as
What
a-
color is it exactly?
It's pretty much a dullish gray.
You should make it your
Shiny
pet
rock.
rock.
Never know. One day I'll fire this rock.
You'll use it to kill the final boss.
Oh, you don't even know, man. It'll come down to some stupid shit where the boss is too far away and everyone's about dead. Just put the little rock in my little cannon and then deal 6 bludgeoning. Done. Game over.
No, just 1 point. It's just 1 point.
You don't
I
know
do
what this
have
rock
a
means
small
to me.
yellow gem. I would like to see if I can figure out what it is.
Okay.
Like, is that the same knowledge nature?
I'm trying to remember, did you try to identify it before?
I did not. I just
Okay.
picked it.
So yeah, go for nature, please.
Alright, that was a 17.
I've already bonded to this rock.
He's
Have
petting
you
it.
named
It's
it?
his pet rock.
Yeah.
Drew eyes on it. He's gonna talk to it.
He's gonna consult it whenever he has a question.
Hey, it's his pet, okay? Come on. Alright, Kyla,
Yeah.
you have identified your gem as a small yellow topaz. You believe it might go for probably about 20 gold. It's not super rare, but hey, it's a gemstone nonetheless.
So, Joe, you
Hmm?
need to name your rock Wilson.
Why?
So that way you can be like Tom Hanks in Castaway.
So it needs a name, but a different name. I didn't realize that my mic was buried in my hand.
You can name it Billy.
Billy Bass?
Yes, Billy Bass.
Alright, do you guys need to do anything else? We're on this 3-day journey.
I didn't get my say to say what I wanted to do.
Okay, that's why I haven't proceeded. What do you want to do?
I want to size up everybody on the boat and see if anybody would be an easy mark, so that right before we exit the boat, I can rob the shit out of them.
Wow.
They're sailors.
They barely probably make enough for a living.
Given how intoxicated Zona is, you are slightly considering the fact that you could take advantage of that.
Look, I'm broke.
Does he look like he's got a lot of shit on him?
She?
She?
Harsh.
See?
I don't know. Zona, do you carry a bunch of nice, glittery, shiny stuff?
Well, let's see here. I have a tile, some darts, and some brewer supplies in my booze. That's pretty much.
Is the tile shiny?
It's whatever piece of ceramic we gave the people before. So
fine. Then I just play with my dice and try to get better so that I can beat the shit out of people with.
You know, kind of like shave them down a little bit so you can try to load them a little bit.
Well, yeah, they're weighted dice already. I want to make them even better.
She makes the pips on the high side just a little bit bigger.
Yep.
I want to wait until we launch, and then I'm going to point out to Zona that he didn't bring any alcohol with him. With her.
So,
Well, I've still got my gourd, so as long as I haven't finished that, I'm okay.
yeah, she's
I
just going to
also
have to
do-
ration it.
I do have brewing though. I do have brewing supplies.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah, but brewing takes a long time.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Well,
depending
good
on how
luck at
good you
being
want it to
good enough
taste.
into it to try and brew something.
I was gonna say unless you're gonna try and make some tub liquor, but I would not suggest that.
Hey, this is the type of character that might get desperate enough to try that, okay?
We don't need you going blind again. I'm just saying.
You say blind, I say unconscious.
I say dead.
Temporarily.
All right. Anyone else got anything they need to do on this boat?
I don't think
Would,
so.
would I be able to like get something started brewing so that I can ferment for a while?
What would you want to use? You're on a boat. So they've got some basic rations, but that's really about it.
Do they
Ferment the
have...
fish guts. Do it.
No, not fish.
Gross.
Do they have any?
Fish ale.
Do they have
Says
any
the
oranges?
cat. The cat says gross to fish guts. What the hell?
Hey, she's a
I'm
vegetarian,
not an
okay?
actual cat. I am a tabaxi.
Meow.
I actually do not like fish.
I would assume would it take like a day to read each book?
Yeah, that's kind of the assumption I'm going off.
Okay, so on the third day, I'd like to know if I can maybe try and talk to the sailors a little bit and maybe learn rudimentary how to sail a boat. Like at least try and get an idea of what it would be like to drive the boat.
You know what? Just give me a persuasion check to begin with.
Okay, just a second.
Did Zona get to figure out what he wanted to?
Not yet. Does he have? Zona, you got any idea what you want to
11.
try to do?
Well, do sailors usually would have some sort of oranges? I would assume.
Some type of citrus, yes.
Can I attempt to make a liquor out of it? I don't know how this works, so if not, just tell me.
I mean, you could definitely try.
Okay, what the hell am I rolling?
He may or may not
Follow the
have just invented penicillin. Just
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
I'm sitting here going, from what I know of making alcohol, doesn't really work, but
Right.
Okay, like in real life, I don't drink enough, but I don't know this crap. Give me a break.
I mean,
It's fine.
I'm just
You can make it like prison alcohol. They just take the fruit and like brew fruit juice and just smash it and put it in a bag and store it in their toilet.
Yep, pretty much.
and then they add toilet water.
Don't you know a lot, Jess?
Okay,
My
but,
dad
like,
had two friends that worked at the penitentiary, so
all I have to say, my character is a career alcoholic
Yep.
and knows her crap, so she knows what she needs. I don't. I just
So
want to try to.
let's do, since you would have proficiency with a brewer's kit, you're going to roll a base 20 plus your proficiency bonus, and we're going to find out just how successful this is.
I was gonna say citric acid doesn't.
just let it.
No,
Yeah.
I'm just trying to.
We're just going to let it go, Eli. Let's just let it go.
I personally am now.
Maybe one of the sailor bought some exotic fruit while we were on the island.
Exactly.
I roll with my proficiency at 16.
16. Okay. So as it's kind of sitting there and fermenting and attempting to turn into alcohol, it just smells like rotten fruit the entire time.
So
That's
he
pretty
smelled
much
up
fine.
on the boat.
The good stuff.
What's up, Zona?
I said, "Ooh, guys, I think I'm gonna get the good stuff this time."
And the rest of us are just like, yeah, okay, good.
So
My persuasion was a 13.
your persuasion was a 13. The sailors are definitely a little bit cautious of letting you helping too much. But they do allow you to do some basic things like raising, lowering the sail, or kind of explaining how you have to pitch the sails in order to catch the wind perfectly so you guys can move in the right direction. So they don't teach you a whole lot, but they
Right.
do give you a few little things here and there.
I'm just hoping to, like, if I ever was in a situation where it was an emergency, I could, like, try and at least have a rudimentary idea of what to do to sail a boat. Does
Sure.
that make sense?
Yep,
Is
absolutely.
pitching
Can
sails
I learn to
anything
tie
like
knots?
pitching a tent? Because he's pretty good at that.
Ha 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 ha.
Please, please, can I learn to tie knots? Lots of knots, really good knots, inescapable knots.
I mean, they can teach you how to do basic knots that they would be using on a boat.
Yeah, those are not the kind of knots that you'd use for tying.
Yeah, that's
something up.
definitely not the stuff that you're looking for.
You're looking for
It's a
more.
start.
I think you're looking for more naughty knots.
Wow.
That's exactly what I'm looking for, except not for naughty things, more for tying people up and stealing all their shit.
Oh, I just couldn't resist.
Same
making fun.
difference.
Yeah, pretty much. So, I mean, yes, you can get some rudimentary understanding of how knots work, but like I said, you're learning more like slip knot type of things. You're not really learning full blown.
Hey, naughty knots and a UTI knots are pretty damn good. Have you ever tried to undo a naughty knot? I'm telling you.
Wow. All right,
Careful,
I apologize if any of our viewers are minors at this point.
Hey,
I mean,
hey,
what
I
Mark
said
is-
naughty
You're
as in
way past that, just
NAUTI as in nautical. It's not my fault that you all went there. I am being completely innocent.
Listen, Brandon, I need to warn you. You might
Yeah.
wake up all tied up in the morning. Just that is, you're gonna be her test subject. You know this, right?
Yeah, I do.
Oh god.
I love being married to the GM some days.
Oh, goodness. Okay.
Unlucky.
Anyways,
So, does anyone else want to learn anything naughty, as in nautical?
Ha.
Yeah.
Hey, that was my joke. Y'all didn't laugh at it when I did it. I quit.
That wasn't
Yeah,
a laugh,
but-
that was sarcasm.
I was gonna say, plus that's a dad joke, so it takes a dad telling it for it to be really funny.
this looks like a bunny.
Kind of does, actually. I'll give you credit for that. So,
Okay, are we there yet?
right? So, on the third morning, as you guys wake up, you can start to see they've kind of sailed the coast the whole way. So, as you've come around the southern point, they went straight down past the Brigada Highlands, which are just huge high peaks of desert, literally just jutting straight up from the coastline. And you've made your way all the way up to Tatalia, and it's as you're getting closer to Tatalia, you can just see the swamplands emerging. The water starts to have a little bit of a bluish green tint to it. Just standard stuff you would see in a swamplands. As you guys pull up to the port town of Tidewater, you notice half of the village is literally set up on the docks. So this looks like a very big trade region where they probably bring in a lot of imports and exports. And looking at the map, you can see they have a very easy way to basically get anywhere they need to. Obviously, with the elves and the humans being at war, they are not trading with each other. So it is a pretty safe assumption that this town is, with all of its large ports, is probably being a central hub for trade via third party per se. That way all the goods can be shared as needed. So This is a very, very large port, very large trade town. So obviously you guys are coming up and docking, and as you get off the boat, like I said, you're in a huge town. There are guards all over the docks, monitoring things, ships coming, literally picking product up, taking it. It's a very, very busy port town.
As we get off, I want to try what I attempted to brew and see how it goes.
Oh.
So as you literally just hoist it up and take a swig, all you can taste is just literally, it tastes like rubber, just completely rotted disgustingness. You literally just want to spit it right back out. It is just that horrible.
In some places, that's like the best thing you can find. Just
He made
Anyone
that
else want to
good, I
try
told
some?
you.
No. You know what, sweetheart? No, I'm good. You can have all of it.
Gregory takes a sniff and just kind of slowly hands it back.
I don't think I can eat.
Yeah, pretty much, no. So,
That's a negative.
So would you like try and pour it into your mouth and it just like splash all over your face?
You want me to short circuit? I don't know.
That's a good movie.
Hey, what's your fuel source? Maybe it can be used for that at least.
What was that one anime where humans evolved to absorb the sun as their only part of? Oh, what the hell was that anime called? I forgot what it's called. Fuck. No, don't worry about it. I'll answer it later. Let's move on before it's 10 o'clock. Come on.
all right. So as you guys are getting off the port, obviously you know you need to find Lord Markham. What would you like to do?
So are there like merchants here near the port?
Oh
Or
yes,
is this-
there's probably 7 or 8 boats in dock right now, and literally you can just see sailors and what appear to be merchants, obviously moving cargo on ships, off ships, and like I said, there are just guards everywhere.
Is there someone who looks like they might be dealing in like weapons and armor?
Yeah, let's find out. Good question. Unfortunately, no. Most of this looks just like simple trade goods.
What?
You know, cloth, rugs,
That looks disgusting.
torches, just tapestries, a lot of artwork you're seeing. You don't really see any arms or weaponry.
Okay. Then I just told him.
Where do you get it from?
Look for any official-looking buildings that we might think he might be in.
Okay. So as you're kind of looking around, I mean, everything looks pretty similar. They're just simple dockside, I guess, shops per se. Most of them look like warehouses out here where they're just storing things. You do see what looks like it might be like a small tavern, but you don't really. There's definitely no residential in this area that you can see.
Okay.
I'm gonna ask one of the guards.
Or we could ask the captain where he thinks he might be.
Whoever you want to ask.
We'll ask the captain, and if he doesn't have any answers, we can ask the guards.
Okay. So obviously you head over to the captain, and he kind of looks at you. Busy port, eh?
A wee bit.
Sure.
What, you guys don't seem impressed.
I
I'm
wasn't
not drunk
expecting
enough.
specifically anything, so
I'm more overwhelmed.
Fair
yeah.
enough. It's very busy, easy to get lost, that's for sure. So, obviously you'd be looking for Lord Markham's Manor, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So all you got to do is literally just go east out of this little trade district here. just past all the warehouses. You'll see that main road right there. Just keep following it, and off in the distance, before you hit right as you're hitting the residential district, you will see a fairly large, just looks kind of like a mansion, to be simple. And you'll notice there's a lot of guards, definitely out front, as Lord Markham is kind of the head of the trade center. So that's the direction you want to go. If you can't find it, just ask any guard on the way, and they'll definitely point you in the right direction.
Thank you, good sir.
Hey, not a
And
problem.
then I reach into my pack, and I pull out a bit of the goblin jerky and ask him if he'd like some. As a thank you.
Roll a
I'm gonna
persuasion check.
Oh
I'm gonna
dear
smack
God.
Gregory's
An
hand.
11.
Kylie, you said you're gonna smack his hand.
Yeah, like to either knock it out or to make him not offer
Knock
it.
him out.
Okay, roll with disadvantage again, then, please, Gregory.
Still so roll 2 more dice or just roll another one to get
One more to see.
Still an 11 because I rolled 19.
He kind of looks quizzically at Kyla and goes, "I'm assuming I don't
It's
want to
made
eat that."
from goblin.
It tastes better than it sounds.
That does not sound very appetizing.
Very
So, that's all for you, sir.
Thought I'd offer, and I just take a bite out of it.
And he kind of like cringes when you do.
I'm just
I
Kyla
look at the rest
just
of the party. This is really good. Are you guys sure you don't want some?
Kyla just looks at him and like shakes her head and kind of shudders and her tail twitches.
I just picture Gregory as having this like cast iron stomach, like he eats anything he wants.
I mean, he's part dragon, for God's sake.
Yeah, like
So, all right. So as you guys are traveling through town, you get past all the warehouses, and you can see the residential district off in the distance. And sure enough, you see just a giant 3-story manor, literally right at the edge of town. And you definitely see what they meant by guards. There literally is a wall around the entrance of the manor itself. And there are probably no less than a dozen heavily armed guards patrolling around the exterior of the building.
So we can assume that this is the place.
Be a fair assumption.
All right, we go knock on the door.
Alright, so as you are kind of walking up to the entrance, one of the guards literally steps up, sword in hand, just puts it down. Halt! What are you doing here?
It wasn't me.
We're here to see Lord Markham. We were sent from Emerald Island to collect our winnings.
Give me a minute. Let me go check. So he
No
obviously
problem.
turns on his heels and walks inside for a minute. As you guys are standing out there, Triss, it definitely catches your eye that this is a very well-to-do person, obviously. And you're actually like very eager to get inside and see what is all in here.
No.
I am on his coattails, baby.
He
So,
said, "Wait here.
Hell, I don't care. I'm sneaky. I can
Wait.
follow him.
Wait till we get invited in."
and as you try to follow him, he literally just takes the door and just slams it as hard as he can right in your face as you try to follow him in.
Sneaky.
Is it locked?
You can try to find out.
Gregory reaches out, just puts a hand on his shoulder, and just kind of shakes his head.
Can I legit pick her up and walk away?
That would be a strength check against hers, but yes.
So you're gonna pick up the toddler?
Yeah.
If you could see
And
her
treat
face
her
on that roll.
Let me just save you the roll. You pick me up and carry me away.
Oh god,
Oh,
what did you
anyway.
roll?
If I drop you.
I rolled a
Dear
5.
Do you just like one hand her?
Yeah, you literally just like swoop her up, and you're carrying her like surfboard style right now, just under your arm, tucked away.
He yeets her back to the door.
Yep, and Triss, you can just feel this iron grip just like crushing around you. You're like, there's no point of even trying to wiggle free at this point.
Beautiful.
You got me.
Wasting them 20.
All for the right cause.
All right, so short enough, the guard comes back out and pokes his head out and kind of stares quizzically at the Yordle, and then just kind of shakes it off. He goes, "All right, Lord Markham's right this way. Don't touch anything. Don't talk to anybody. Just go straight in and knock on the chamber door."
Yes.
Got it.
So as you guys open up, and he opens the front door for you, and there's just this lavishly decorated entryway with a staircase going up the right-hand side to the second story. There is artwork and rugs and tapestries,
I'm
candlesticks.
picturing the office from.
No.
I mean, just Trist is like salivating, just staring at all this stuff. And how
Oh,
gorgeous it
no,
is.
I'm not staring. I'm like reaching out like a little kid trying to touch everything.
I slap her
Question.
hands.
Is Cannon still carrying her?
I believe so, because he hasn't put her down. Obviously, as you're walking through, you notice there are literally just guards posted all throughout here as well. This place is heavily fortified for whatever reason. But obviously, you go ahead and you knock on the door, and all you hear is, "Come in."
I wouldn't want my Tala to get lost in this place.
You need like one of those little like child leashes.
No. She needs a baby Bjorn.
Yes. Yes. The baby girl.
I need to Google this baby. Bjorn.
Like Jim,
No, let her Google it.
Jim had when he was riding on Binwin.
I just looked up what it
Oh,
was.
fuck, one of those things. Yes. Yes, he needs one of those.
Can he
A
just
baby
have one
backpack.
built into his chest that just pops out?
No.
Okay.
One day.
I'll go-
After the cannon arms.
All right, I got a 2-minute timeout for baby aggro. Hang on.
okay.
Okay. That needs to be one of your upgrades, Cannon.
I'm looking
Or
to
you
get like
can
a little
carry her.
morphing package where I can morph my body into little
Yeah.
chemical things.
Baby Bjorn just. Choo-choo-choo-choo.
Kyla enjoys riding Cannon as a weasel also, so she needs a little seatbelt.
Yeah.
So I don't fall off. I still can't believe I managed to stay on when you jumped over that spike trap.
Yeah, because that would have really sucked if you fell off.
Yeah, it would have.
Although maybe you would have been small enough, you would have missed the spikes.
Probably. I mean, even if I hit him, I would have just turned back into myself.
Sorry, we have a screaming child.
That's alright.
Happens to all of us.
Except,
I think it only happens to 3 out of the 6 of us.
yeah.
Sounds about right.
Wait, Ty, you have a child? Really?
We've talked about this
Yeah.
several times.
I don't
He's
think
17
Joe's been here when we
He's almost a year and a half.
Wait, how old are you, Ty? Sorry, I've never asked this before.
Crap, I have to remember now.
You're what, 3 years younger than me? 29. I think is what.
I think I'll be 29 this year, if I remember correctly.
God, I really am the youngest person here, aren't I?
No.
Yes,
Joe,
you're a baby. I keep telling you this, but you
Joe
don't.
is the youngest one here.
Oh. Joe, how old are you?
Turning 25 next month.
Yes! I'm not the baby.
Hey,
Oh, don't
you're all
act like-
gonna die before me. Screw you. My go-to comment.
I'm only 3 years older than you, Joe. Shut up.
That's
I'm only
3 years
2
of
years.
extra life.
Except men usually die earlier than women. So,
We make stupid decisions, all right?
yeah, I know you do. I've seen firsthand.
We
Not
know
you
you,
specifically.
Joe.
Yo! I'll be right back. I don't mind. You guys can go on without me, as there's only 15 minutes left.
Slowly but surely, the party keeps shrinking.
And then there was one.
So, like, seriously though, what should I look for if I ever the next time I try to brew stuff? I have no
Okay,
idea.
you want wheat, you want like wheat or barley. You want hops, and you want. I mean, those are your two big. Those will make you like a beer.
And if you're wanting to make it like citrusy or whatever, you would just put like the orange peel in it, not fruit it. So
Also, if you want to make like a vodka type, like a hard liquor, easiest one is vodka. You just need corn or potato.
But I
um,
If you want to make something like gin, you need botanicals. So, I mean, that's a whole slew of things. Traditionally, you'd use like juniper berries and cucumber, things like that.
juniper berries makes me think of Skyrim.
What?
Juniper berries. Skyrim.
Yeah.
All right.
We're teaching Ty what kind of stuff he needs for alcohol.
Joe disappeared.
Cannon went AFK, but he told us to continue.
Considering story building's not so much his thing, he's more a hit it with my club guy. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
So, okay. So as you enter into this office, again, you guys are just purely amazed looking around at all of the trinkets in decorative golds, gemstones. I mean, just in I mean, literally things in this room that people could sell and live off of for a year at a time. Just an absolutely gorgeous collection. And in the far back, where there's a gentleman sitting at the desk, he is a larger, rather rotund gentleman. You would put him probably middle-aged, starting to get some salt and pepper hair going, full beard, probably down, I'd say just below the bottom of his neck, so good length. Just a down or in a beautiful robe, just sitting at his desk with a stack of papers and a quill. And he kind of looks up to you and says, "So, you're the ones who won the scavenger hunt?"
We are indeed.
I
All right, give me a minute. He starts shuffling through a bunch of papers on his desk and finally pulls one out and kind of looks at it. And he says, "So I've got Cannon, Gregory, Kyla, Trist, and Zona. That's all of it, right?"
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, I've got all your signatures here, so everything seems in order. And he kind of goes over and starts shuffling through a bunch of papers again and pulls out just this ratty looking piece of paper. And I think this is it. And, sure enough, unfolds the scroll. Yep, that's it. The deed to Harmondale is yours. And just kind of holds it out.
Can I get that in triplicate?
I'm sorry, no. I don't have that kind of time.
I will gently take the deed from him and ask him if he has. I personally don't know what they're called, but like a protective tube, like scroll protector.
I mean,
I'm sure we can find something for you. Just ask one of the guards on the way out,
All right, thank you.
and he kind of
Is
just
there
go ahead.
anything else you need from us?
Nope. You've got your deed. You're all taken care of. Wish you luck. He just kind of like motions for you guys to leave with his arm.
We get to the place and it's run by
And it's run by what?
orcs.
I mean, we've got a half orc with us.
The Shrek kind.
The Shrek.
Oh, Chris.
Ogre. But are they like onion?
So
Well, we should probably slowly back out. Cannon, keep a tight arm on our little munchkin there.
I got my toddler in check, thank you.
But I want it. I want it all.
I just picture her like swinging back and forth, like trying to grab for us.
That is exactly what I'm doing right now. In his arms, like reaching out for everything, arms flailing, salivating, like slobber flying out of my.
Gregory like slaps her hands to get her to stop.
I'm waving the Nat 20 card. Alright. Where to?
So we'll head out, and then on our way out, I'm definitely gonna ask the guard for.
The scroll tube.
Yeah, tell him that I was told to ask him for one.
all right. One of the
I also-
guards just disappears into the back room and comes out with a little tube for you to put it in.
All right, I will slide it in there, and
Do you want me
Put
to
it in
hold
my
on
bag.
to it?
no, I can hold on to it.
Alright. I sling my sack back over my back.
All right.
It's a big sack.
Oh my
I
gosh.
couldn't help it.
And I thought Zona was the drunk one in the group tonight.
Hey, I am actually
I
sober
am
right now.
running. I am running. So
All right, so you guys officially have the deed to the land of Harmondale. You met Lord Markham. What would you like to do at this point?
Drop the toddler.
Everyone say hey to Misrolled Adventures and Zane Kyber.
Hello.
Hi.
uh,
So just for those people out there, Misrolled Adventures also has a YouTube channel, and I'm guessing a Twitch, obviously, by the fact that you have an account here. They also do a series that, just like us, they're logging on YouTube for archive purposes. So if you want to check that out, please feel free to.
They're pretty awesome. Just saying. Definitely pretty awesome. Go check them out.
Shout out. Hashtag shout out.
Hey, at least it's not a sellout.
Yeah.
Ah,
So Kyla's pretty excitable. So once we get outside, she wants to kind of do a giddy little mini jump
Sure.
excitedly.
So at this point in time, you know, you're outside. This is where it kind of opens up, obviously. You guys are free to do what you so choose. You have the deed to the land of Harmondale, so you can go check that out. You obviously have a map of the world, so you can head in a different direction if you so choose. I have written this to be extremely open-ended, so you guys are kind of free to do whatever you so choose to do as a party at this point.
I would like to try and stop at a vendor to sell my emerald.
Okay.
If there's somebody around here who I would think is a good buyer for it.
So you'd probably want to head back to the docks area and see if you could find one of the merchants there, because it doesn't seem like in the town of Tatalia itself there are a lot of, shall I say, like vendors and stuff. It really just seems like a giant port city for shipping purposes. So if you'd want to try your luck over there, that'd probably be your best shot.
Yeah,
Are there lots of pockets to pick?
I mean, there are lots of people working. They don't seem like they're carrying many valuables on them, but at the same point in time, they're moving a lot of things that could be valuable. At the same point in time, keeping in mind the dock area especially is just crawling with guards.
I may be obsessed with shinies, but I'm not stupid. Besides, I don't like to steal from working men, just idiots who are extremely drunk and very, very wealthy people.
So Lord Markham, got it.
And
I
people
would
at the
like
bar.
to go with Greg to sell my little topaz.
Okay.
I'll tag along.
So as you guys are kind of walking along, you see a couple vendors loading various trinkets and stuff onto the boat, and you do see one that is more of like a curiosities. He just has a bunch of random stuff. You see everything from, shoes and hats and cloaks and robes to simple jewelry, just very alchemy supplies, very simple, just miscellaneous type items.
Kyla gets distracted and goes in.
Fair enough. So as you kind of walk up to the gentleman, you notice he's literally sitting there with kind of like a piece of parchment. He's checking stuff off as the workers are loading and unloading stuff from the boat.
Question real fast.
Okay.
So does he have like prices on anything that you can see, or is it all kind of more like you ask him the prices and he tells you?
He's literally, it's just stuff passing, going from the boat and to the boat. It looks like he just got a shipment in from somewhere and he's loading up another shipment to head out.
Okay. Are you interested in buying some stuff to
Kinda.
add to your wares there, sir?
He kind of pauses and looks over at you and says, I mean, not really much of a shop, but I guess it depends on what you got.
I noticed you have some jewelry here.
Yes, that is correct.
I happen to have a rather decent gemstone. I was wondering if you were interested in purchasing, as I am not one for jewelry.
Fair enough. Give me one. Give me one.
Go ahead.
Just give me 1 second here, and let me pass this off to someone else to look at or to continue checking this stuff in for me. Hang on. So he kind of walks over and taps the guy on the shoulder and hands him the parchment, and he continues checking off inventory. He comes back and immediately out of his pocket he pulls a little hoop, and he's like, "So what you got for me?"
I produced the emerald and presented it to him.
So he kind of grabs it, starts holding the hoop up, just looking at it, just turning it all over, kind of starts mumbling to himself, and you kind of hear him say, poor quality, wouldn't cut down well, and just literally mumbling over and over to himself. And he kind of stops, looks up at you. I mean, if you really want, I'll give you about 10 gold for it. It's going to take some time to work with. I've got to find the right setting for it. It's not going to cut down very well, and it's very, very cloudy in color. It's not a great gem.
I'll take the 10 gold.
Okay. So he literally raises his hand up in the air and snaps his fingers, and sure enough, someone literally runs over, and he starts writing out what basically looks like a purchase ticket for you, basically saying that he is purchasing 1 emerald gemstone from you for the price of 10 gold, and he signs it, hands a copy to you, and asks you to sign it as well.
And I sign in Draconic.
Fair enough. He kind of looks at it quizzically and just shrugs his shoulders. And then his assistant just produces a pouch, pulls out about 10 gold pieces for you there, counts them out to you, and takes the gem and heads back off toward the boat.
And I nod back at him.
I want to show him my gem.
Okay. And as you go to hold yours out, he kind of looks at it again. Okay. Do you mind?
No, by all means.
He picks it up, kind of looks it over, holds it up to the sun, and okay, that one's a fairly good quality. Where'd you find that?
While we were adventuring, I found it on a goblin.
Surprised the goblin knew a good stone when it bit him. Honestly, great color, great quality. Probably give you about 30 gold pieces for it if you want.
Sure,
Okay.
I'll take it.
So same thing. He, writes out a little bit of a bill of sale, and his assistant comes over, has you sign it if you so choose, and then pulls out the gold pieces and hands them to you and takes the gem and scurries back off.
All right, I'll sign it.
And anything else?
May I prospect my friend over here? This rock I haven't named yet.
The rock with
Not
eyes.
for sale, by the way. Just out of curiosity.
He literally looks at it, looks at you, looks over to Kyla, and just kind of whispers, "Is he okay?"
I just kind of shrugged. He's a machine.
I have emotions.
He kind of looks at it, holds it back. That's a very nice rock you have there.
Oh my
Thank you.
god. That was the best ever.
That is the correct answer.
Kyla's gonna whisper, pat his head.
And he kind of just shakes his head like, "No."
I walk over and pat him on the back very gently.
Can you reach his back?
That's a very
You
good
might
question.
have to.
I'm
You
about
might
3
have to
feet
like
tall.
stand on tiptoe, but yeah.
Wait, does that mean I'm basically patting his ass?
Or his
Do
thigh?
robots have asses?
I don't know. It's a good question. So,
Was this model installed with an ass, or was that an upgrade?
He's thick with 2 C's.
oh god. I just realized where you took that. Why? All right. Since we are dying down on time for tonight, do you guys want to do anything else or set off for somewhere or anything of that nature?
We should probably make for Harmondale, I would think. Does everyone agree?
Yeah. So,
Hmm.
looking at the map, would we be able to tell roughly how long of a travel it would be for Harmondale?
So you'd be going by carriage because that's pretty much the only option available in Tatalia. Obviously, you could take boat, but boat's not going to get you to your more landlocked area per se. If you went to basically, I don't know what to call it exactly. I can't think of the name. But anyways, you went to charter a ride. The only way you could get there is you actually would go through the capital city of Stedwick, which then you could get to Harmondale. By horse and carriage, you'd be looking about a total of a 6-day journey to get to your home.
And how much would horses cost?
Probably more than we have.
No. Travel in this world is not actually that expensive. The ride to Arathia to Stedwick would cost the entire party only about 15 gold pieces. And the ferryman there also informs you to get a ride from Stedwick to Harmondale, you'd be looking about additional 20, but that would be paid at the stables in Stedwick.
I think he was talking about like buying.
Yeah, how much to buy a horse?
Oh gosh. Probably more than you have, I would definitely agree. Actually gonna make
When the
me look
dungeon
this up.
master agrees with himself, it's probably.
Yeah. You're gonna make me look this up, aren't you?
Yes, I am. Because I don't have the book unpacked yet.
Fair
We
enough.
don't even know if there's a stable in Harmon.
Well, we can build.
Alright, so
You're the dra-
a horse that you would ride, looks like, usually would cost somewhere around 150 gold pieces for a single horse.
Yeah. Let's just pay for the ride.
So it'd be a total of 35 gold
Uh,
once it's all said and done.
You'd pay 15 of it up front to get to Stedwick, and then you'd have to find a charter from Stedwick to Harmondale once you got there. Yes. So, if you want, unless there's something else you guys want to do in the town of Tatalia and Tidewater, we can end it as you guys are journeying to Stedwick, if you would like.
Sounds good.
Yes.
I'm fine with that.
As long as next time we do this, are we going to pick up with us traveling, or are we going to pick up in Stedwick?
We'll probably go ahead and just pick up in Stedwick because the trade roads are very well traveled and very heavily guarded. So
Okay.
I'll kind of clue you guys in on some of the sights and things that you see along the way, but there will not be any conflict on your travel.
Would I be able to attempt to hunt, like whenever we're taking stops and rests?
Most likely, yes, and we can cross that the next time we get logged
Okay.
in and do
That's
that.
fine. I just wanted to make sure I could, like, put that out there.
Sure. I know next week I will not be available because I'm going to be working later in the evening that night. So most likely we'll not be able to do next week. We'd be looking at July 31st would be the next time out, which I don't really have anything on my calendar for that day.
As far as I know, it's good for me.
I was just, as far as I know, should be okay. I only briefly got to talk with my GM
Sure.
in a phone call, but Wednesdays are still looking fine for me to have as a day off.
Okay.
Or at least if I do work, I open type of thing.
Tris, looks like you'll be traveling again on Thursday, so it'll be a shorter night again.
Depending on schedules,
I'll
we
be
can-
traveling on Thursdays for the foreseeable future.
Yeah, you
we'll
are.
just put that out.
I just looked at the calendar. Wow. Okay.
And I should be good as long as nothing crazy happens. I mean, I am looking at that new job, but I imagine it's not gonna. I'm not gonna start that quick.
Okay. Well, and we will plan on meeting back up on the 31st, I believe is what we're looking at then.
Sounds good to
All
me.
right.
All right. Well, until then, I'll run into all you guys obviously outside of here. For anyone tuning in and watching, we will see you again in 2 weeks. If everything goes well, these will be re-uploaded to YouTube early in the morning. We'll have the full broadcast as well as a audio only for those that don't want to see all the spoilers. Obviously, they're on my screen, which today there's really not many because it's just story building. So at that, I got nothing else unless you guys got anything.
Sayonara.
Just want to say thanks to everybody for tuning in.
Absolutely.
Yes, we love our slow but steady growing fan base.
Fair enough.
Our psychotic
Man
selves
eating
love
cabbage.
you all.
Yeah, man eating cabbage for being here every week.
Yeah.
We love you.
Yes.
Still love the name.
I'm still, there's going to have to be a boss. It has to happen now. It's just going to have to. So. All
I
right.
smell a TPK from the boss. I'm just calling it right now.
Only the men. The name gives it away.
There you go.
Zona, Kyla, and I, we're gold. Well, technically, Canon. Well, actually, none of us are human. It's not
No.
male eating cabbage. It's man eating cabbage. So I think we're all good.
It's true.
There you go.
All right.
All right, everyone. Well, you all have a good one.
Okay,
And
Manny and Cabbage just confirmed only the dudes are in trouble.
only the dudes. So it is masculine that's in
confirmed.
trouble. Okay.
All right,
canon now.
Kyla, Zona, and I, we're golden.
All right. Good night, everybody.
All right, good night,
Good
everyone.
night.
Night.